So today we turn to local matters, and this comes from the West Country Bylines. But before we get into that, I'm not the biggest wine drinker, but we did warn, if you may remember, all but back in December, that one of the biggest industries to be hit would be the UK wine trade. And for those of you who don't know, or might not even be aware of this, down south there has actually been some sort of a very bit of a revolution in the UK wine trade. Indeed, there are now UK wines, and they are, oh, pardon me, they are now starting to get a good reputation. For those who don't know, there's a company called Curious Brewing. They launched a wine late last year. It's quite nice. I tried it. I got the opportunity to try it. Was it 2 years ago now when I went down to their brewery? That was very, very nice. They are a really good brewery. So if you want some good beers, good wine, go and give them a try. They're based down in Ashford, down in Kent. They're a British business. Go give them go give them and show them some love. But other than that, there is an actual serious problem, because this is actually a burgeoning industry prior to Brexit, and one of the big things they did do was that they had to export, because even though, again, you've got the UK market to sell to, which is about 50 billion, there's a market of 500 billion literally across the channel. And this is what we always said, the idea that they think that Brexit can somehow alter the trade flows. Indeed, we've seen them trying to join the TTP, and trust me, we're going to get to that soon. Yeah, but anyway, before we get into that, we're going to go into the West Country Bylines, because this is actually written by a wine merchant who's talking about what Brexit has done to his industry, and why, essentially, I think he says it himself in this article, in 12 months' time, he might not be able to exist anymore. And he employs quite a few number of people. So, that's jobs in the West Country gone. So, like I say, this comes from the West Country Bylines, and the title is, "Now I can see the full carnage of what this government has done to my industry and the wider economy." So, I am now at the end of January 2021, and still no new stock. And I can still clearly see what Brexit really means for my industry, and how I will have to fundamentally change my business model if I am to be trading in 12 months' time. But the government wants more paperwork in 5 months' time. This week I have been kept busy by planning how to ship wine to minimise the substantial rising costs. Now I can see the full carnage of what this government has done to my industry and the wider economy, but still no apology from any government official. My business was big on groupage shipping, which meant that we could offer a very broad selection of mid-range wines to our customers all over the UK. It is this ranging that makes us who we are and why we win all of our trade awards. However, Brexit has put paid to that because of the paperwork now required, and more importantly, the related cost for each document. It's simply not viable to ship multiple wines with multiple paperwork on 1 or 2 pallets anymore. Another Brexit dividend. The wine trade will suffer a reduction in ranging, as well as specialised wine importers like me will work hard to try and find ways to try and keep and minimise as much as possible the increase in prices. But prices have already started to increase. The £1.50 increase is going to be a Valentine's Day treat. Trying to maintain the same service in one region, I've arranged to ship 9 pallets of wine with one set of documents, where before I would ship 1 or 2 pallets. I have been able to do this with the help of suppliers and customers bulking up the total shipment. Then, on Tuesday, the government announced that, despite bitter opposition from the 99.9% of wine industry and on the global basis, they propose to introduce the VI1 form from the 1st of July of 2021, and apparently have the traders' support. Yes, folks, more can't say that on YouTube. More paperwork and lies from this government. What people will not know is that a VI1 is what a VI1 form is, and here is the short explanation. This document confirms the origin of a wine under labelled conditions and normally is analysis for alcohol, among other things. This introduction would restrict the UK industry and wine distribution as a hub for all wine. So why on earth would the government be doing this? And more importantly, why has Victoria Patrice misrepresented both this to the House of Commons and the House of Lords with support from the industry that she does not have? It's a lie to say that this trade wants this and the red tape that it will bring. Just to confirm, all wine already conforms to strict rules which are set out by the local authorities where it is made. The UK government has a number of forced procedures in the EU to get the REX numbers, which confirms wine origin. So, this government now wants wineries to conform to their Bordeaux wine made in Bordeaux, which already has undergone local certification and is certified again as Bordeaux, and then is labelled, tested, and checked that it's from Bordeaux. What a waste of money and time. The government does not understand how wine works and doesn't consult with the industry. That's a pity, as it's now the UK's most preferred alcoholic beverage, and it's essential that when the on-trade reopens, it's in good shape to support that side of the industry, which is already on its knees. We can all agree eventually that we will get past COVID, no thanks to Johnson. And when tourism starts again, we will need a strong hospitality industry. Well, folks, this is dependent on a strong wine industry that is also important for all of us. It's also worth noting that the government seems to think that we can just drink wines from countries outside the EU. Again, this is a myth. New World countries do not produce anywhere near the volume required to replace EU wines. It is much better for the environment if we drink EU wines. And to conclude, Brexit has severely damaged the wine trade forever. Wine costs more. Choices have declined. The government wants more red tape from industry that it does not understand. And the chief importer system from 1988 won't be replaced anytime soon. And this article does actually go on because there have been some substantial updates, but again, this doesn't help the wine industry. You've got the MP that's in charge of this literally lying to the House of Commons and the House of Lords, saying that she has the wine industry backing. And as you can hear, this guy, who is who actually has a job in the wine industry, is basically saying the wine trade here is forever affected. And he is right. We cannot produce, because again, even though I mentioned at the start, there has been some sort of a revolution in like UK wines, we don't have the land to be able to grow the grapes needed for a whole swathe of wines. We can't suddenly have and replace a lot of wines maybe from Spain or like the south of France or even Italy. We can't replace those wines and grow them here in the UK because we simply do not have it comes down to the land to do it. It means we have to import from the EU. And as was said there, New World wines do not produce enough volume to be able to fill the orders that we drink of wine in general. And thus, you're going to see this year, well, it's already happening here. According to this, there's already been a £1.50 increase in wine. And I don't think that's going to stop. But you are going to see a substantial increase in the price of wine in the coming months. That's going to upset a lot of people. It's going to put a lot of people, unfortunately, out of business. It's going to mean a lot of companies having to downsize because not more people are buying wine. Maybe they're buying something else. Needless to say, I'll echo the point he made there. Brexit has forever damaged the wine trade in this country. And it's not the only industry that will be saying that. And bravo for that guy for doing that and coming out and saying that, because we need more industries coming out and saying that. So, as always, thanks for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button on your way out. And of course, down below, there's a link to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link. And thank you very much to the people who do support me that way. And as always, we'll see you all next time.